Right, good evening everybody. We're here on Saturday night in Virtual Pool 4 online. We're here for another match. A round 4 match in the 2021 8-Ball World Championships. And we've got two big guns going at it tonight. We have Cobra from England against Bedhead from Sweden. Cobra's been practicing on and off all day as far as I know. But Bedhead is locked away down in away mode, down at the bottom. Quick look at this tournament schedule. We've got the match between Cobra and Bedhead, which is due in 5 minutes' time. And there's also a match at 7:30 GMT, and that is in the one-loss side. Now, this is the thing that Steve added to let me know whether it, in fact, let everybody know, not just myself, but to let you know whether it's a winner's side or a loser's side match. So that's LS3 and John Boot. And then Saturday, in fact, there's another one at 10 PM tonight between Marcellus and Woody. I won't be there for that because that's too late. I'm up at work tomorrow. We've got Bill and Semi-Pro on Sunday night at 7 PM. That's a round 4 match, I think. And starting an hour later, we have... No, wait a minute. Yeah, we do. We've got Albinario and Snake Eyes on the one-loss side. And then finally on Monday, we have Shibo and Spectre Dawn. Now, we'll just get another couple of minutes. Steve is already in Discord. I'm in Discord, but I'm not in the commentary booth yet. I'll do that in a minute. Hairpig said he was going to join. I don't know whether he is or he isn't. But if he is, I'm going to throw him in with Steve and see what happens there. So, well, good evening to anybody that's watching. Well, I'll be there in a minute, guys. I'll be there in a minute. Good evening to Dwight. Good afternoon. Well, this is going to be difficult to call, but I mean, purely because Cobra's been putting the practice in. He's the favourite. Bedhead, I haven't seen him in a room. I don't know whether he does anything offline, but he's just going to warm up when he gets into the match by the look of it. So, right, I'm going to tab out and go and get these guys in. We'll do a sound check before we start. We've got 2 minutes to go, so you can let me know what the volume's like, etc., etc. Back in a second. Okay, Hairpig is here. Steve's still asleep somewhere, but no doubt he'll pipe up in a minute. Good evening to Simon. Good evening to LS3. Good evening and good afternoon to Bill. So it's hard to call. Again, I would say, you know, Cobra's always going to be the favourite from the point of view that I think out the two of them, he controls the ball better. Doesn't leave himself those bedhead cuts as often. So we'll see how it turns out. I wonder how many dry breaks he'll get. Somebody do a... In fact, I've got a little clicker. You know, one of those things that the bouncers have when they're counting bodies into a... And I've got one of them. If I remembered, I could click how many dry breaks there is in the match. But I think we just need to say there'll be plenty.
Hey guys.
There generally are. Hi Steve.
Right, now, good evening Steve, good afternoon. And just a quick look now that Steve's here. So this is what Steve's done. He's put the winner's match side and the loser's match side in to make it simple for numpties like me to understand what's going on. We've got chronological order, we've got winner's match, loser match, etc. And Steve's now only got another 2 things to do and then I'll be happy. And he knows that.
That's what you said last time.
Yeah. So give us a sound check, guys. Let us know what the problem is. I know Steve's blowing his microphone up his nose again.
Yeah, I like to do that.
Yeah, but everything else sounds loud and clear to me. You can let us know if we need to tweak the volume. Room should be up. Let's get in.
Oh, there it is.
Waiting Cobra, there we go. Oh, I've hit the C button by mistake. My camera's broken, look.
Oh no, my virtual pool crashed. I gotta restart. No, I don't want safe video mode.
Right, I'm out, guys. I'll leave you to Steve and Hairpig.
Well, what do you think of this match, Hairpig?
Well, I think that Cobra is super tough to beat at this game, seemingly any discipline of it. I do know that Bedhead's been playing well in this tournament, and I have seen him quite a bit show up online and not go into any challenge rooms and just head into a private match room where he's playing World Rules 8-ball. So I think he has been putting in some solo practice.
Well, hopefully that'll pay off for him because Cobra is usually a pretty tough match, and I've seen Bedhead play well. He has good pull skills, but whether or not he's going to make as good of decisions as Cobra is to be seen.
Yeah, and whether a few mistakes can make a big difference in the match, and whether one player sort of digs themselves a hole with mistakes first is always an open question. So is he going to end up playing the 11 off the 13 in the side?
Well, he doesn't have to. I don't think he will. I think he'll just shoot it straight down. I mean, his big issue on this table is going to be the 12 ball. I think the rest of them are, not too bad, but that 12 ball he's going to have to get to, and it doesn't have an open pocket right now, other than the side, which is a very tricky cut if you're going to try to play it there. I mean, he's going to have to move that ball.
I think it can be snuck past the 6 if you're real good on it. You might feel ambitious enough to try that.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it will go by the 6.
Kind of bank in off the point.
Get on it real well. I think it'll also bank in the corner.
Yeah, it certainly will bank past the 3.
But at this point, he's pretty much committed. I mean, it's going to be kind of tricky to play safe from here, so I think you're going to see him try to run this out.
Yeah, if he's in a situation where he has to look for a safety, it would probably have to be tying up balls. I don't think he's going to be able to hide Cobra anywhere with the solids spread across the table.
He can put him down on the end rail by the 2 ball, but there's still shots there. I mean, there's nothing clean, but there's still shots. But I don't see him doing that. I think he's just going to try to run out. I hope he has a plan for getting on that 12 ball. He's got an opportunity right here, 3 rails, where he'll be rolling at that 12.
It's hard to make the cue ball actually get 3 rails from that kind of shallow angle.
Yeah,
especially on the 10-footer. You'd have to really pound it.
Well, this is it right here. He's going to have to shoot that 12 ball, I think.
And if he does get it, then he should be out.
Yeah, this is all you got to do is make it shot, but it's tight.
Yeah, and he just gave it a little too much breathing room past the 6.
Yeah, I think, he should have tried to get closer on that 12. That long shot, just makes it really tough when that tight pocket.
Yeah, you have to recognize that settling for that shot, you're really betting the game because you're almost always going to lose if you don't make it. So you kind of have to take that into account in how aggressive you are in trying to get position on it.
Well, there's no trouble here unless he screws something up, so he should be out here.
Yeah, I agree. There's not much in the way of trouble. The 8 has a full pocket past the 12, and you know, any other pocket he wants really. Doesn't go past the 14 in the side, but he never really was likely to play it there anyway.
Yeah, you want to get this 5 out of here early, and I think he's doing the right thing by playing it here.
Yeah, when you have your own ball blocking your own ball, it never pays to like leave the 5 and 1 for last, for instance. You want the 5 out of there when you still have other balls on the table you can use to work your way back around to the 1. He's done exactly that.
Yeah, I would be going probably 7-3, 1-6.
I could even see getting the 6 out of there now. And then a pattern like you said, maybe leaving the 1 for last. Well, he's not doing that. I kind of liked the 1 as a key ball for the 8 more so than, you know, the 6. You have to kind of be doing something touchy to get good on the 8.
Yeah, you have to pull it back. He's got to shoot the 1 now. I'm not sure what I guess he's trying to figure out what he's going to shoot next. I mean, neither one of those balls next is automatic. You know, shooting a 6 gets rid of it, or you don't have to pull back. But if you get funny on the 3,
yeah, the 3 is not an inviting key ball position either. I think if he could go back and do it again, he might like to try to leave that 1 ball for last instead. Possibly a 3-1 end pattern.
and this is why
this is not going to be any good at all
on the 3. That's the problem with that shot. I mean, you get funny on this 3 ball. I mean, even if that 14 wasn't there, he'd be okay. But, you know, you roll a little further and the 14's not there, and it's all of a sudden it gets tough.
And kicking at this 3, it's hard to predict Cobra has much of a chance to win this rack at this point.
Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of shot that he might want to masse this. It's not it's not an easy masse, but this kick is not going to be easy to kick this ball in.
No, and if it doesn't go in, doesn't seem like there's very much chance that he won't leave a wide open opportunity. See, he's trying to tie up a ball.
Yeah, and that's not a bad play, but he didn't get it tied up.
Not tight enough, especially since, you know, with ball in hand, Bedhead can take it first.
You guys watching it?
Straight on this.
You guys Are you guys watching the chat?
I haven't been.
I've been glancing at it here and there. Hi, Steven. Hi, Spectre. Hi, Albinario. Hi, everybody else.
Steven, I don't know Steven. Is he new?
Yeah, I don't know who that is either, actually.
IQ2. Hi, IQ2. Well, Bedhead draws first blood, and he's got the break, and if he can break and run out here, you know, maybe he'll get Cobra feeling a little pressure, although from what I've seen in the past, Cobra doesn't feel pressure too much.
Yeah, I think everybody feels it, but not everybody shows it.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I agree. Everybody is gonna dog it a little bit with pressure, but Cobra not much, because we've seen him play under pressure a lot, and he's been very solid.
He's very consistent. But that last run out showed a little bit of shakiness.
Well,
Doesn't seem like he's really in dead punch.
That situation was, it wasn't an automatic situation. The thing about pool is the way the balls lay. I mean, you got to work with what you've got on the table, and sometimes it's just not that easy. And that wasn't what I call a hard run out, but it wasn't a guaranteed run out.
Well, this break was exactly what Bedhead was hoping for. Both suits of balls spread nicely, no real cluster issues. He went with the stripes and certainly has a solid opportunity to go up 2-0 before Cobra gets a chance to say anything about it.
Vince C. thinks these guys are nervous and playing too cautious. I don't know. I didn't see anybody that looked like they were playing that cautious. I saw maybe some mistakes. Yeah.
Ooh,
that's a mistake.
There is a mistake. The eyes just have a way of playing tricks on you when you're in a match on this table. Bedhead, he's used to playing on the 10-footer with very tight pockets, in which case he'd never have missed that ball by nearly that much.
Yeah, well, he overcut it, and that part of that's the table difference, and part of that's just you just don't want to do that. I mean, in real life, if you watch good players miss, it's usually an overcut, and they hate that. If a good player misses, they want to miss it on the thick side, not overcutting the ball.
Yeah, I agree. If I overcut, it might be an aiming error, but in real life, if I undercut, it's almost always a physical mistake.
Yeah, let's see what he does here.
Trying to follow the 12 in.
Yeah, this isn't a bad play because he can get him on the 6 and 4 ball and or on the 6 ball. He can get him on the 6 ball and really pretty much, I think, get almost the whole table if this 4 doesn't go in.
And he'll be shooting the 6
up
into the distant corner next if he does.
That 6 is not a huge ball. Well, he did not get it behind the 6. Yeah, he needed to make sure, no matter what, that he got the cue ball where the 6 was going to block, that 14 and the 15. I mean, the 11 was automatic.
Yeah, Bedhead's been given a second bite at the cherry. 2 wreck in a row here.
That was I don't know what Cobra was thinking there. I assume he was playing behind the 6 ball, and it was just bad execution because I can't believe he thought that was going to follow in for sure. I mean, it wasn't a guaranteed that 4 was going in.
No, I'd go 11, 14, 8 here. Just kind of pinch the 11 and hold for the 14. But
yeah, it's
a
little bit
differently.
It was a little funny. I mean, that
maybe
probably would have had to run into the 8 ball. Yeah, it was going to be tough to hold that ball.
Yeah, I think it might have been too thin for that shot that I was envisioning.
I mean, certainly if it wasn't, that was the way to play it. But he's figured out the puzzle, and now he's up 2. I mean, 8 ball is like straight pool, and that there's usually a puzzle on the table that you got to figure out how to solve.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
The cross-side scratch.
Cobra's way right now, that's for sure. Yeah. Bedhead needs to take advantage of this. I mean, he needs to get whatever he can.
He sure does.
Now, he can't shoot these balls down here. Isn't it ball in hand in the kitchen? What's he looking at?
Oh, he should know that, right?
He should.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
he
the
can't
cue
shoot
ball,
straight at those balls. It's gonna
yeah, the cue ball
gonna be a
won't go.
foul if he does.
Yeah,
Maybe he's just measuring it to try to decide whether he wants solids or stripes here. I think that was it. He's trying to
yeah,
figure out what passes what.
yeah. Neither one's wonderful, but I think the solids are probably the best choice.
And I think he's going to have to play a breakout shot on the 7
Yeah,
because he wasn't able to use his ball in hand on it.
well,
But the
yeah.
6 and 3 are both sitting very well to either nudge the 7 or one of those two stripe balls opening up one of the two pockets for the 7.
Yeah, and that's why I like the solids a little better. It's always better to, if you have a ball that has to be broken out, you want balls close to it. Having two balls makes it nice. I'm not sure what he's doing here, but it's not the right thing.
I think he was trying for an angle for that breakout we were discussing and rolled too far
Yeah, the problem
toward the
now,
9. He wanted to be more toward the 8.
this is a problem because, now he's going to have to get on one of these balls really good, and if he doesn't, it's going to be tough. Or he could just miss it.
Yeah, that's a way to solve it, really. Kind of like that. Just, make Cobra fix it for you and then let you back in for a second chance.
He may shoot this 13 right now and bump the 10 out right now. I mean, I'd probably do that. I'd probably shoot the 13 right now. I mean, the 10, you can shoot the 10 without bumping it out. I mean, there is a spot over here that's fairly good size between the 3 and 8 that you can get and shoot that 10 ball.
There's also a 10-13 combo, which you'd really only want to shoot if you were perfect on it.
I think he's trying to get on the 13 here. Well, he's not looking at it. I definitely wouldn't leave those balls down there till the end. I mean, the 9-12 is, I think, a little easier to deal with than those other two down there.
Yeah, the 9 and 12 both go in the side. Well, I mean, the 12 doesn't yet, but it would if you got the 9 out of there without disturbing it.
Yeah, and the 9 goes in the side easily. I'm not sure what he's doing here. I think he's trying to get on. Well, now he's going to have to shoot this 15 because he's not on the 9 ball.
Yeah, he's got two problems that he keeps not being quite right to solve, and he is just about out of time to be able to solve them both and make this run out happen.
The thing is neither one of those problems is really that difficult. I mean, it does require getting in the right spot.
Yeah, and I think he failed to get in the right spot just enough times that his percentage at actually completing this run out in this visit has dropped.
Well, he's going to have to hit a real good shot to get on the 10 or the 13. The problem with the 13 now is that, it's going to be hard to get to the outside of the 10 ball, which means you're going to bump it, which means you may not come up with a shot. If you get on the 10 ball, that's a better situation as far as making sure you get on the 13, but if you don't get right on it.
Yeah, you mean with his cue ball over between the 8 and the 3 for the 10?
Yeah. Even if you're a little on the high side, you could make it run into the 13, but you really don't want to do that. You really want to be able to play the cue ball so it bumps the 7. And he's got a little bit too much angle on this 12 ball.
I thought he might play for that combo, but now he's finally going to take your cut on the 13 to bump the 10.
Well, I think that was smart because he just didn't have a good way to get on the balls. But, the problem with this shot is you may not come up with a shot on this 10 ball.
Yeah, he's trusting to a little bit of good fortune.
Yeah, I mean, you can try to control it. I'm sure he will, but this is not for sure. Oh, he was able to bump the 7. He hit that well. Yeah.
He hit the 7 dead full.
Yeah, well, that was a really good shot.
Beautifully.
Yeah, he just used some inside English, was able to hold it. That was a beautiful, beautiful play.
Yeah, if he hits that 7 half ball, he doesn't have to have any kind of shot on the 10, really.
And that's always a better way to play it, though. I think he made a good choice. I mean, if you can run into that ball, it's at least if you hit it good, you've got a shot on the 10, whereas the other way, you really don't know for sure because it was not guaranteed with the balls blocking pockets down table.
Good
Yep.
evening, Keith.
Yeah, Cobra in the game chat saying he needed that run out and couldn't agree more. He definitely couldn't keep leaving Bedhead's runouts unanswered.
Oh, Keith's there. Hi, Keith. Yeah, I mean that was definitely a key game for him, and looks like Bedhead broke dry, so all of a sudden the mo has shifted.
Keith says getting there. That's good to hear. Improvement is good to hear.
Yeah, well, people I know that have had it or they've had it bad, it's like it's a month and a half of being weak afterwards.
Yeah, if it gets to that, severe phase, I guess, where you're having the real respiratory issues.
Well, the good news for Keith is, by the time he gets out of hospital, this new COVID variant from Africa has already hit the UK, so he'll just be out in nice time to catch another dose.
Right? Get your Omicron. 2-for-1 deal.
Well, I think this table is sitting pretty good. It's not automatic, but I think it's sitting pretty good.
It is sitting nice, and this may be our first.
I think he's going to shoot the 15 and the 10, and
Our first dry break run out, which has been the
8 ball is going to be a little tricky to get on. I think he's going to end up leaving the 11 ball for last.
Yeah, I like that. It goes past the 5. Yeah, 5's nowhere near in the way, so I like the 11 as a key ball.
Yeah, well, I didn't not realize it went to that corner. I might favor the 13. I never like leaving those side pocket extended balls because if you don't get on them right, then you're in trouble. But he does have both corner pockets now, so that helps.
Yeah,
He's got both corners and both sides, so almost no matter how he gets on that 11, he'll be able to come up with a shot.
Yeah, if you end up with angle on the side, though, you're right. That's where, straight in the side, it's dead simple. But if you end up with any angle, then your recovery shots on those balls end up real ugly.
Well, as long as he has an angle cutting back so the cue ball goes to the right, it's not so bad because there's a lot of ways to play that 8. But if he's on the other side of it, it's not good.
Oh, my.
So, well, he was going to come back and shoot the 11 and then go 13, which, I don't think that was a terrible play, but, I mean, it's just.
I don't like it. I was thinking he was following forward for the 13 in the side, which is.
Yeah, I would have much rather done that because it was a lot more controlled.
And then if you get straight enough to just squeak, to follow it through the 6-3 gap and squeak past the 6, then you end up with.
Yeah. Well, if he shot the 13 on the side, he could always shoot the 11 in the corner if he had to. I mean, you didn't have to shoot it in the side. That's why. That's why you don't want to rely on.
He's lining up to hop the edge of this ball with the playing cue.
Yeah, he probably is. I mean, it's doable.
It was doable. He almost made it.
Well, this may block the pocket, which would be good for him.
It would be. Does the 2 pass into the side right here?
It does.
It does, so that might help Bedhead deal with that obstacle.
Yeah, I think he wants to shoot that 2 right now.
I agree. I would. And then maybe roll forward for the 4 on the opposite side.
Yeah, I don't know about rolling forward. It's close on the bump on the 8.
Well, if you do bump the 8, you might be on the 4, and if you go past the 8, then you can use the 5 to get on the 4. So
if it goes past, I mean, if it bumps, I think it'll be a thin bump. Yeah, he just played for the 5. I would have considered actually hitting that with a little soft draw and just shooting a 4 in the side that way, but he's going to have to deal with this 4 ball. I mean, I would try to get on in the same corner right now because you don't want to leave that one.
Yeah, he's got to pick a pocket and try to get on it right now. I don't think he can leave it.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. You got a little high on it. Well, you may have to wait for later.
Pretty high. It can be made past the 13, especially if you play it like point first, rail first, and then off the 13 into the pocket. That might be what he's.
Yeah,
Oh,
that point would make that ball makes the pocket in some ways bigger because if you hit the point, it's not going to rattle the other side.
Yeah,
It's
if you
going to
hit
hit the 13 and go in.
if you hit long rail first and then hit the 13 anywhere thinner than almost completely full, then you'll go in. Is he shooting it now? Or is he leaving it for last? He's leaving it for last, which, well, he was considering leaving it for last, which, I don't know, seems a little dangerous to me.
Yeah, I don't like leaving a ball like that for last because you got to get on that one good. I'd probably roll it and shoot it now because if you roll it, the pocket's pretty big. And, shoot the 4 then the 6. He's going to try to get on it in the other corner. I guess he's not going to try to shoot it past the 13. So I don't know if he can get to the other side of the pocket, but even if he can, it's not bad from the high side.
Yeah, he's going to the high side.
Yeah, this isn't bad at all. You just make the ball, the shape's almost automatic, any kind of reasonable speed.
Mm-hmm. 8 in the same pocket.
That's what I'd be doing. I mean, because it's coming back out on a pretty good line.
Anybody who plays much one pocket is used to that kind of positional play also.
Well, maybe I haven't seen Cobra play 8-ball, and he's made some mistakes that were strategy mistakes. One of them may have been execution. I'm just not sure what he's trying to do. Oh, we got
What
a
was
soft
that? Was that an
illegal.
intentional safety break?
I don't think that was legal, was it? I guess it was.
The game counts balls hitting the rail faster than I do.
Yeah, I don't remember on this game how many balls have to hit. I thought it was 4, but maybe not, because I don't think 4 hit.
Maybe they did though. The 5, 13, 9, and 7 might have all just touched the rail. Definitely didn't pocket a ball.
Let's see, Keith's asking. Hairpig's in here too, Keith.
Oh dear.
Oh, that was the 8-ball. Well, there you go. Chico said that was intentional, and Cobra's been experimenting with that break. Interesting.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're breaking and spreading them and not making balls, that's no good.
Well, it worked great right there. Leave a big cluster with a dead combination available on the 8-ball, apparently.
Yeah, I like softer breaks from the second ball because if you hit them at the right speed, the balls tend to come back to the side of the table of the second ball you hit and cluster and making it hard to run out. So I got a friend that won the BCA National Championship a long time ago, and he's playing this guy, and he's soft breaking, and because he's playing a good player and stuff, so he's soft breaking on him. So he wins the match, and this guy that he beat goes over and says to his buddy, he says, "Can you believe the national champion was soft breaking on me?" And his buddy says, "Why do you think he's a national champion?"
Right? I think a good player is certainly more likely to try unconventional breaks on you than a bad player. Or I don't know if unconventional is the word, but
yeah, I mean,
a good player is going to find a way to break in a way where they have an advantage.
Yeah, at a high level, the break's the most important shot of the game, and if if you're not breaking well, and not breaking well means, you know, you're not making a ball and getting a shot. If you can't do that, then you better not leave a table that's easy, because you know it's going to be a long day if you're playing good players like that and breaking dry and spreading the table.
True. And I don't think Cobra's generally been happy with the production on his break. So I think maybe he is looking for ways to find an advantage other than relying on actually pocketing a ball for a run out.
Well, that soft break from the side, you don't have to hit them super soft like that. You know, you can hit them with kind of a medium speed. And I have not tried that on this 10-foot table. You know, the bigger table makes it a little tougher to get balls to cluster up. I mean, it's easy on a bar table to get them to cluster, but on this big table, that break from the side may not be as effective as playing a safety break.
Yeah, I think Cobra was relying not on clustering the balls up, but on leaving the stack clustered.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean,
balls that never actually uncluster on the break.
It's risky. You're going to get an illegal break doing that, though. I mean, he hit them really easy.
Well, what is the penalty for not getting 4 balls to the rail in this rule set?
I think it's a choice. I think it's, I don't know. I'll look it up because I don't remember it. I think it's a choice.
Is it not a re-rack?
Yeah, but I think it's a choice of whether you break, you make your opponent break. I think you actually get a choice in this. Let's see here.
It sounds like it might not be all that expensive to run the risk of fouling the break.
Bedhead gives the opponent choice of accepting table and position or re-racking and breaking. Yeah. He can accept the table and position if he wants, or he can re-rack and break, or he can make the shooter break. So he has 3 choices.
Well, this time he went for the harder break. He did make a ball. And he's got an opportunity here. He doesn't have the greatest of opening shots, really. But I think he'll take the stripes, because the solids have that cluster along the side where none of them pass the 6.
Yeah, he almost had to take the stripes there. I mean, he didn't really have a good shot on the solids, and the stripes are sitting better anyway, so.
10 looks like the problem here.
Yeah, but it goes in a number of pockets. He just needs to get down to it fairly fast. I mean,
he might need to use the 13 to get on it, which would be a little unfortunate because he'd otherwise probably want to use the 13 to get on the 8.
Yeah, I mean, he can come straight down the table. He doesn't have the angle now, but if he gets on this 12 ball right, he can come straight down the table at it. No, I wouldn't call that right.
No, he's on the 13, but then he's going to have to.
Yeah, he's got 3 rail shape on it. Maybe it's I think if he tries to go behind the 2-3 rails, he's probably going to hit the 5 ball.
Yeah, if his cue ball was further up toward the 1, it'd be much easier to make the 3 rail shape happen. When you're a little flat on him like that, it gets real tough.
He can come straight down the table on this. This isn't bad. You can be high on this ball and still be okay. So, I mean, you can't be too high on it, but come on, ball, roll. I think he's okay. He's going to have to hit this with a lot of inside.
The 5 is a little bit.
I think
there'd be a natural 1 rail position if the 5 wasn't there.
If he juices this up with left and a little bit of top, I think, he's left top, he should be able to get it to come out past the 5, and he just needs to get it up into the middle of the table.
You know, another option is if he gets his cue ball, you know, to where he's shooting under the 7 to cut the 8 up the rail the other direction, then it goes in the side off the 4, I believe.
Yeah, it will go off the 4. That is an option.
Yeah, there's enough clearance between the 4 and the point there.
I guess he decided he could not get past that and decided to run into the 5. I mean, he got the cue ball out on the table, so.
Yep, used power and spin to make sure the 5 wasn't going to just leave him stuck in no man's land.
Yeah, I don't like those kind of shots. That's bad things can happen whamming the ball like that, but he came out good this time.
Very nice.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is not going the way everybody thought it was going to go. Bedhead is playing well, and Cobra's struggling.
Cobra is struggling. He's still good enough that, you know, when he's struggling, he'll convert some runouts, and he's still in this match, but he won't be happy with the level at which he's played so far.
Well, he made a ball. If he runs out here, he's really going to be putting the heat on him.
Yeah, the 6 is definitely not in a good spot for the solids. Also, he doesn't have a shot on a solid, so I think he's got to take the stripes.
Yeah, the stripes are sitting best. This table is really, actually a really good table. I mean, he's.
Yeah, as long as he can get to that 15 at some point.
Yeah, that's the only ball that's a little funny, but it goes on the side, and it'll go in the corner if he gets to the 13 in.
Yep.
And it banks. I mean, he's got, you know, he's got 3 pockets. 2 right now he can play it in. And then if he gets rid of the 13, a third.
Well, he's making use of that extra. How much extra time did you say it was after the break? A 30-second automatic extension after the break?
I think it's 45.
He was making good use of that, trying to plot his way through the rack, which is the right thing to do, playing 8-ball.
I'd just shoot the 15 right now and bump that 6 ball.
I think it's a little... I mean, the bump on the 6 is certainly on. It's a little awkwardly thin to make sure you don't accidentally catch a point on the side pocket.
Yeah, well, he's going to shoot it now. The reason I like shooting it better before was just because, you know, if you're going to bump that 6, you had 2 balls to get on. He may wait till later and shoot it in the corner. I mean,
I think that might be what he decided to do. Maybe he tried to bump the 6 just there.
yeah, and I don't like that play because you can bump it right on top of the 15 and be in real trouble. Well, I mean, I think the smart play here is shoot the 10 and try to get on the 15 and make sure that if you don't, you've got the 11 ball or 9 ball.
Yep.
And that's a little tricky because you got to go behind the 2 ball, and there is a spot there where you could be like no good.
There is a spot.
He's gonna wait.
Maybe 9, 15, 11?
Yeah,
I don't know, he's got a little angle on the 9. He might end up flirting with the 2 if he does that. Well, flirt with the 2 he did.
I like that shot because the thing I like about those kind of shots is he's playing shape for 2 balls. You know, so if something happens, you still got the other ball.
Yeah.
That's always a good strategy in patterns is, you know, if you're not, it's not guaranteed you're getting on the ball. If there's another ball that is also going to be about that same area, it gives you 2 chances to have a shot.
Yeah, 8-ball, straight pool, snooker. A lot of games really reward that kind of thinking. Yeah, snooker when you're on the reds. See the pros do that all the time. play for the choice of red.
Ben says it's 80 seconds after the break. No, that's not a bug. You get your shot clock plus you get extra, because after the break you need time to look at the table and think about whether you want stripes or solids, and then also plan how you're going to run out. So you need a lot of time after the break on 8-ball.
Well, Bedhead's use of that extra clock paid off in a big way. He navigated that run out successfully, and Cobra scratches cross side after colliding with the balls multiple times. I wouldn't be too surprised if we see him go back to that soft break, because he has not had great results with his power break.
I would imagine he's taking the stripes there. I'd probably shoot the 13 first.
Yeah, does the
13 and play shape on the 9 and 14.
Yeah, the 7 and 3 are just awkward enough that I think the stripes are the choice.
Yeah, I would definitely take the stripes in this situation. I mean, you're going to have to get the 10 ball out of there relatively soon, unless you're going to play a combo, which I don't like the way they're sitting. But
no, I wouldn't, because say you shoot the 12-10, you're not in quite enough control of the 12 on that shot, because the 10 isn't sitting right in front of the pocket.
Shooting a 9 then wasn't terrible. I mean, because that ball was also an issue ball. I think he's going to probably be shooting. He could do 11, 10, 10, 12.
He might want to leave the 12 as a key ball.
Yeah, I think that's probably going to be wise, because
I'd like to drag, if he has enough angle to do it, I'd like to drag up past the 4 to shoot the 13 next after this 10 and go 10, 13, 14, 12.
Yeah, that shot's
might not be there.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's a little straight in for that shot. I mean, the best way to hit that shot is actually stun it with a little bit of left English instead of running English, because you can get the ball to come off straight. But he doesn't have tons of angle here. I mean, it's you can do it. It's just not guaranteed.
I think he played it, and he ended up on it. Although I doubt he intended to hit the 4 like that.
I don't think it goes. It's close. He's probably going to shoot the 14 here. I think the 13 is very close, whether that goes by the 1 ball.
I think it does. He's got to pull his ball back a little bit here so he's not too thin on the 14.
Yeah, it did go. And he's a little
did
funny
get back a
on this
little.
14, though. Yeah, he's gonna have to perform here, I think. Yeah,
Rolled it with left.
Yeah, he's gonna leave himself some kind of. I would probably power this with left English myself. I'd go back and forth. He's gonna bump it.
Well, they don't call it the bedhead cut for nothing, though.
Yeah, that's probably a smarter play than what I would have done.
Yeah, he did that very well. He actually cheated the pocket a little bit on the thick side in order to minimize cue ball travel there.
Well, he may have hit that with a little left English too, which helps kill the cue ball.
Well, Steve, you were wondering who Stephen Thompson was. You know Spud Boy, that's who Stephen Thompson is. Long-term virtual pool player. Good evening to Popman.
Evening, Popman.
Oh boy, everything's coming up Bedhead here. Just made multiple balls off the break. Now there are clusters this time. Let's see, the 8's a real issue if you go solids. As well as the 1. If you go with the stripes, you might be able to solve that cluster all in one shot. The 8, 12, 11. Or you could just send more balls over to join the party. Did I lose you, Steve?
No, sorry. I pressed my mute accidentally.
Okay.
I think he's almost got a kick behind at the 9 ball.
Yeah, and he's got a big safe zone available there, but the 2
Yeah.
could be Cobra's salvation.
Yeah, he needed to get on top of that 9 ball, and he didn't, so.
Yep. And the 2 ball, as I called.
Yeah, that 8 ball, to get that out of there, you're going to have to hit that with a lot of speed, so you want to get a pretty good angle on that 3 ball. That's the kind of shot where, you know, you want to get, you know, if you can get enough angle on that thing, you can get a lot of speed, and it's going to hit the 14 and 11.
There are so many stripes there, it's hard to guarantee the 8 doesn't sort of remarry up with any of them.
You know, the challenge that Bedhead's got now is that those stripes are no longer sitting so wonderful for breaking out, and he's going to have to figure out what to do.
If he could play the 9 and later end up with an angle on the 14 to go into the 11, then that looks pretty nice.
Yeah, it's just one of those, if you don't get there, then now what do you do? Shots. I mean, 11 and the 13 do go up in the corner pocket, so you can shoot those, but, you know, then you're shooting up table and have to break out the other ball. And it's going to be tricky.
He could go with playing position for a lockup here. For instance, he could come off the 9, not make it, but just nestle in between the 14 and the 8. Just in that little pocket between the 14, 8, and 11. I think that might be what he's doing. He
needs to hit this with a lot of English, a lot of right English.
Yeah, there he goes.
Well, he didn't get him totally locked, but it's pretty good.
Tom Worth calls that a catcher's mitt. Little area of a cluster you can
and the
send
thing
the
is,
cue ball toward.
You can hit that with a lot more speed than you think and still get a really good hook, because it's going to hit more than one ball and the cue ball is just going to die.
Exactly.
It's kind of the same. It's kind of the same thing as like when you're trying to break that out. You've got to use a lot of speed, or you're just not going to move the balls very much.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did he call that ball?
He called that ball in the pocket. It almost went in, I think.
That was a pretty good shot.
That was a very good attempt. But he left an angle on the 9 for a breakout.
Yeah, and this is a little tricky because he doesn't have a lot of angle on the 9, and you need to hit those balls with some speed. There's no guarantee he's going to come up with a shot. You know, you can always just pocket the 9 and then play safe. I mean, hit the 13 up table and nestle the ball in there and do the same thing. I mean, that might be a better option than shooting this breakout shot.
Mm-hmm.
He hit the breakout shot and it came out pretty good. He's still got one ball that's going to be a problem.
And a problem it is. Fortunately for him, he's going to be leaving Cobra a problem if he doesn't convert this run out with the 8.
You know, it might have been better just to try to get a shot on the 12 ball and lock him on the 8 than try to break it out.
Yeah.
You know, it's these little decisions. You know, if he would have if he would have made the 9 and then played safe, then he would have got one ball out of that cluster, and then breaking the rest of it out gets a little easier. Or if he would have played where he could have locked him up, he's going to do that this time.
Yep, he heard you.
This is definitely the right way to play this situation.
Yep, get the 12 out into open space and leave him frozen on the 8.
Yeah, this shot's a little tricky the way it's sitting, because I don't know that he can get him frozen on the 8. Oh, he played it beautifully.
He did.
Yep. That was a beautiful shot. That shot's a lot harder to look because he had to do a little stun run, and that was really well played.
Yeah, if he had stopped it dead, he might have left a look at the 4, or worse, he might have left a shot on the 3 in the side.
If any of you guys are wondering, that's how you play safe. That is a lockup safe.
Oh yeah.
That's how you want to get it. Now, Cobra can kick this, and, what he wants to do is kick this and get it up table where there's no good shot on the 12 ball.
Yeah, if he can come off the 2 rails and hit the 4 half ball. Well, he didn't get half ball. He got it pretty full.
Yeah.
A half ball hit might have sent him up to the end rail.
Yeah, it was a difficult situation. I mean, he certainly did not get the cue ball where he needed to. It wasn't an easy shot, and but that's what happens when you play that kind of safety. Is your opponent's going to have to come up with something pretty amazing to stay in the game.
Yep.
Well, I think everybody called it for Cobra tonight so far, and the predictions I saw at the beginning of the match, they might want to be rethinking.
Well, Bedhead has always had the pull skills. There's no doubt about it. I just didn't know how he played 8-ball, and what I'm finding out is Bedhead plays 8-ball better than expected, and Cobra plays 8-ball worse than I expected.
Well, in his own words, Bedhead told me he has trouble seeing the patterns sometimes because he's not a highly experienced 8-ball player. But I think he's got a good mind for tactics, and I think he understands position play well enough that he can come up with patterns that make some amount of sense, whether he's an experienced 8-ball player or not.
Yeah, well, the last rack, shows that he's thinking about it, because he played the last rack pretty well. I might have done a couple things a little different, but, he didn't make any big mistakes. He played safe when he needed to, and it got him the win.
Yep.
But, a lot of players have never played this kind of game where the balls are more clustered, because this is a different sort of game than what most people are used to. This is actually more like bar table 8-ball at this point, when they're all locked up like this.
Yeah, a little bit.
So
you took a bar table and glued another empty table up to the other half of it.
Yeah, and these kind of situations, what you want to do is you want to pick the balls that you want, and then you're probably looking to improve your table position and not trying to run out, because unless you've got a pretty good plan for running out, it's usually not going to work out that well. And I think we're at the point where it's not working out that well right quick.
I think so. He's got to look for a shot, like Bedhead played with the stop shot on the 8 last rack, where he just knocks some of his balls away and locks up against something where he limits Bedhead's options. But he's still looking for a run out instead.
Well, he may get there. It's definitely not an easy run out, and the more balls you fire in, the harder it is to find a place that's safe. At this point, there's probably not a whole lot of places you can put it easily that are safe.
Yeah.
You can lock guys on balls, you can lock guys on his own ball, but, if it's like you got to roll 2 rails and roll up against a ball, that's going to be a pretty low percentage shot. So now he's in real trouble. Because it's going to be hard to play safe here, and he doesn't really have a shot. And you know, it's at this
He's got
point
a
the
shot on
best
the
thing.
9 that I think he's going to be forced into actually taking on. Tricky
I'm
though
not
it
sure that
is.
9 ball goes. It's pretty thin.
In the other pocket. Oh, he's playing the 10 anyway.
Yeah.
I'm
I mean, this isn't a bad shot if he misses it, especially if he misses and hangs it in the pocket.
Oh, he played it off the 2
Well,
and then
that was a nice
almost off the
shot.
6 as well.
That was a beauty because he locked up the 6 ball, which even though his 10 ball locked up and his 11 ball locked up and all that, that's okay because he was in real trouble there. I mean, just the fact that he got one of Bedhead's balls locked up was good.
So how do you like rolling the 3 in the side and playing the 1 firm off the 6?
Yeah, I like that a lot.
However, oh wow, he found another lockup safety instead.
I like that even better.
Yeah, maybe even better.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you got a safety that's easy to play that gives you this result, it's almost always worth playing it. I mean, unless you have just a situation where you're guaranteed to get out, this is going to be probably a better play because you didn't have to do anything there. It's a pretty easy. So the great thing about this is that Cobra's going to have to kick at balls, and there's a good chance he's going to open things up that are problems for Bedhead, like the 8 and 11.
Well, there's no 3 foul rule, and I think,
There's
or
no
at least
three foul rule, but when you've got more balls on the table than the other guy, and you get ball in hand like this,
Mhm.
you know, it's a huge advantage because you can kind of improve your table position and deal with problems. You don't have to try to run out. You can do something like he just did there.
True, although he didn't get a rail. What I was saying
Yeah.
with the 3 foul rule is that there was little pressure for Cobra to actually attempt to hit one of his balls on that last shot.
But that's why when you're Bedhead and you get that situation, you have to take advantage of that, where you are going to put him in a worse position and make your table position better, and he failed to do that because there's no 3 foul rule in 8 ball. You don't really need it because if you keep trying to push balls around and fouling, if the other guy knows how to play, you're going to come out the bad end of it. Now, there are some situations that when I first started playing 8 ball competitively, I had a guy do this to me, and I didn't know what to do. He starts pocketing my balls.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a ball
I've
tied
done
up
it.
like that 11-8.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know how to deal with that. And of course, I asked my buddy who knows how to play 8 balls, and he says, he goes, what you want to do is take your ball in hand and put your balls down near the problem area and don't give him a shot to pocket your balls. And there's always a way when you get that ball in hand if you deal with it the right way. But if you deal with it the wrong way, then, and I ended up losing that game I was in because I dealt with it the wrong way. Uh-oh. I think that's no good.
Let's see.
I think he can make that 10 and then shoot the 11 in the side. The problem is what is he going to do with a 9 ball?
I'm not sure if he can make that 10.
He'd have to throw it.
He's gone with
That's not a bad
a
play.
safety off of it instead.
Well, he improved the position where he can make the 10, and he put Bedhead in a bad situation. I mean, that was actually a very good play. The bad news is that Bedhead can shoot that 1 ball up in the corner.
He can, or he has an open shot on the 4 also if he wanted to maybe leave the 1 down here as a way of opening up the 10-6 cluster.
He may be playing safe here. I mean,
He
that's
called
another
safe.
option is play safe. Oh, he is playing safe. Well, he doesn't want to make this 4. Okay, he didn't. Good.
Yeah, didn't get that any chance of going in.
usually in that situation, you don't want to make balls. You want to leave your balls on the table.
Correct, although he actually still has all 7 on the table, so he could afford to lose 1 if he needed to.
He could, but it gives him one more ball that makes it difficult for Cobra to put him in a spot where he can't shoot at balls.
Yeah, you certainly don't want to start getting short on balls at all
He's
when
going to
you're in.
make the 10 ball here and leave the 6 in front of it. Ah, boy, I don't know if he blocked 11. That 11 ball can be made.
Yeah, I think it can.
So that wasn't as good as he wanted. Yeah, this is where you need to do the right things, because there's no guaranteed run out. I would not be trying to run out if I was Bedhead. Oh, I'm sorry, it's Cobra shot.
Is he kicking at the 11?
Yeah, which is a good play. The good thing about this play is he's not going to open up any balls.
Oh, and he leaves it in front of the 6.
Yeah,
That was well executed.
That was very well executed. I mean, it wasn't a real difficult shot. He just had to hit it the right way. I think the 6 ball goes if he wants to shoot it.
I agree that it would go.
And if he makes 11, that's an added bonus. Getting that 11 out of there would be good. I don't know if it's going to... It's tight. He's just going to play safe. And there's nothing wrong with this. You can always wait till later. That's the thing, is when you have this kind of table position, sometimes patience is good. He's got a kick on this 11 ball. I think he's going to soft kick it, is my guess.
Well, he wants to make sure he doesn't open up the 6. So I don't think he would ever hit it hard. He might even kick at the 9 instead.
Yeah.
He's going to run out of time, though.
I wouldn't be kicking at this 9 ball.
Yep.
Yeah, I would not be kicking at that 9 ball anyways, because you get good chance you're going to open up the 3-2, and even if you don't, you've got rid of a blocker on the 3-2. He's going to be kicking again here after this.
So he is.
And the thing that's good about this play is there's a good chance he's going to open up that 3-2 when he kicks.
Oh, he can make the 9 in the side.
Yep, that was not a good
Bedhead
play.
did not control his cue ball very well there.
No, that was bad execution. And he's kicking himself right now, I'm sure.
Now, getting position on the 8 off the 9 in the side is certainly not guaranteed. But, I mean, Cobra was looking at a fairly dire situation. If he can make this...
Well, he's probably going to run into the 4 ball is the problem.
Right, in which case he might be shooting a long rail bank on the 8. Or come right off the side pocket point.
Wow. That was interesting.
I don't think he would have played that.
Well,
I think that would have been the positional route he had in mind.
Yeah, I mean, that was really a shame. I mean, Bedhead played that whole rack beautifully, and then he just lost focus and made a silly mistake. I mean, it was easy not to leave that shot on the 9 ball. I think he just lost a little focus.
Oh, no.
Well, he's getting a reprieve.
Yeah, that's, Cobra hit that shot certainly accurately enough for the 9-footer, and just not quite accurately enough for the 10. And this 3 ball goes, I believe, one of the 2 balls certainly must go past the 6. Maybe both of them.
Yeah, I think the 2 ball goes.
Yeah, it's the 2,
ball.
not the 3. The 2 goes.
Don't sit on top of it. Oh, boy.
Well, the 2 still goes, but he just made this a lot tougher than he needed to.
Yeah, I mean, you do not want to roll up on that ball.
No, he didn't. But he's still on the 4, which is the good news, so he can still get position on the 2 and still have a reasonably natural run out.
Yeah, he needs to hit this ball good. And I wouldn't say that was good. I mean, he's got enough balls. He's still okay.
Yeah, he's still getting away with it. I think he's worried about the 5.
Well, that's the thing. He's got the 2-3, and he's got the 5, and he's got to deal with all of those. And
Yeah, and if he has the wrong angle on the 2, then it may be hard to avoid pushing the 3 to the rail and ending up ugly on it if he leaves those 2 for, last or close to last.
He just messed up execution twice in a row, once bumping that 2 and the other shooting that 4, and boy.
5 is looking like more and more of a problem. The more times he fails to get on it.
I think he should shoot the 5 now, to be honest with you, but he may not. He may like 1, 2. I think the 5's a easy enough shot that I would shoot it now.
He heard you. Good shot.
Yep.
But he is going to end up with the 2 and 3 last, which means that
he needs to get on this 2 good. But, he's got both draw back and roll through on this 2 ball. He's got a choice. He can go either way with it. So he just needs to get reasonably straight. Well, he maybe
and he left himself the not bumping the 3 angle, which is pretty nice.
He can shoot the 3 in the side or in the corner after this.
Yeah, side, I think.
Side would be more natural as far as where the cue ball is going to want to roll.
Yeah, it's going away from the easiest angle for the corner, so.
Well, I mean, Bedhead made a serious mistake on that safety, and he's got lucky. He's getting away with it. That 8 ball hung up for Cobra, and Bedhead just got away with one there.
He did. And that'll be, like you were saying, Cobra's not a player who looks demoralized often. But if there's anything demoralizing, it's playing a long tactical rack and, finding yourself on top at the end and just missing a makeable ball to turn a win into a loss.
Yeah, well, right now, Cobra is Bryson DeChambeau and Bedhead is Brooks Koepka.
Yes, I get golf references.
Well, I was referring to the match yesterday. Maybe you guys didn't get that in the UK. They had a match yesterday.
What tournament was that, Steve? Is it
it was just a one-on-one match.
Head-to-head.
Yep, head-to-head match for a bunch of money. And Brooks Koepka beat the crap out of him.
When Steve says a bunch of money, that means millions.
Yeah, with golfers, they don't notice if they're playing for tens of thousands.
Well, there's a lot of charity stuff going on, but I know one thing on the long drive where they took some redos. I think Bryson ended up putting like over 100,000 of his own money in, to charity just on that one, trying to hit the ball. They took 2 or 3 shots each. So he put a lot of his own money into it. Yeah, those guys aren't hurting for money, that's for sure.
No.
Well, Bedhead is looking like he's making short work of this rack. This is a critical shot right here.
He's going to end up going 9-11-8, and
yeah,
it would have been way better if he had gotten on the 11 before the 9.
Yeah, he's okay. He's straight enough on this. He can come back.
Yeah, although
backspin, you never know what's going to happen. Though.
Yeah.
That's the kind of shot you don't want to be shooting. But he hit it good.
He controlled it well. But yeah, it's always easy for... It's easy to draw the ball, a few inches. It's easy to draw the ball a few feet. It's sometimes really hard to draw the ball the right amount of distance in between. And in virtual pool, it can turn into 15 feet of draw on you.
Cobra needs a break and run out here, and I think he realizes that. Instead, he got a break and scratch.
He did get a break and scratch.
Boy, can anything else go wrong for Cobra right now?
Well, it's hard for a break to go much wronger than that, because these balls are nice and open if Bedhead takes the solids, which I think he will.
Stephen Thompson's unhappy about not having Golf Channel. Yeah, Golf Channel's great, although this match was actually not on Golf Channel. Wow, this is interesting here. There's not a whole lot of trouble here. I think he's going to have to do something stupid to not get out here.
I agree. It's always an option.
He's looking at the 6. I like shooting the 6 now, except for the fact that the angle's kind of funny.
Now the
3-7.
Yeah, the 3-7 is unmissable from basically anywhere. As long as you contact the 7, it's going in. So
yeah, I like getting rid of the 6 now, just because that's one of those balls that can come back to haunt you. Yeah, see, I would be playing shape on another ball besides the 3 here too.
Well, I think he might play on the 4.
Soft.
Roll it soft and play for the 4 next, or the 3 next if he doesn't like his angle on the 4.
Because the 3 could go in here too, real easily. He hit it good.
He'll be on the 3.
He played for the 3, but he hit it good. I mean, as long as you hit that good, you're going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
I like soft draw on this and try to play the 5 and 7. He decided to go forward, which that's fine too.
Playing it like a 1-pocket player.
He's going to have to shoot the 1 ball. And I would trying to see if I could get on the 4 ball after this, which is what he's doing.
He is playing 1-pocket. Ooh, 1-pocket's failing him here.
Well,
Fortunately, he can use the side pocket.
Yeah, he didn't want to hit the 4, and instead he came out too shallow. He wanted to have a little more angle. He can shoot in the side or cross corner. It just sort of depends on what he feels he can get the right angle on from here.
Yeah, he can't really get great in the side without jacking up, so I'm not sure he's going to do that.
Yeah, he just may roll it and then shoot it in the corner. We'll see what he decides.
He's going jacking up.
Yeah. Well, this ball is certainly missable. It's no gimme.
Certainly is. If he slow rolls it, he'll definitely be on the 8. Into the heart.
Yep, well played.
Yep. And to take the hill, it has certainly gotten dire for Cobra. Who had 11-3 Bedhead in the chat? Anyone pick that one?
Well, I'll tell you what, Bedhead's going to scare some people after this performance because
He certainly is.
You know, guys are going to be like, "Oh, he beat Cobra." I mean, the only person who won't be scared is going to be real Poland Power because he's not scared of anything because he's insane.
He is. I think he truly believes that nobody can beat him.
Well, you know what? If you've got that, that's the greatest thing in the world. You know, I mean, having that kind of confidence is a godsend. Not too many people have it. I've heard people say it, but saying it and having it are two different things.
True.
I've never had that. I do know people that have had it, and it's pretty awesome watching it, but very rare.
I think Earl's always had that, you know, just despite the fact that he hasn't always won. He's always had that sort of mindset where he's always supposed to win. If he doesn't, it's because the universe is somehow misaligned.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Earl's actually that confident as much as he's just a great player and he plays, you know, he gets on it. He just plays at an unbelievably high level.
Well, true, he does, but
I mean, there's some great players.
I think he thinks he plays even better.
Like guys like Earl or Mike Siegel, those guys were always like a little bit mental, and they still played great.
Yep.
Did Tiger not post something on social media the other day about swinging some balls?
Yeah, he did. Now people are saying he may play in this father-son thing. I mean, who knows? I think he just posted it so he could get more money because, the PGA Tour does this thing where the most impactful social media or media in general people get money. They got a $40 million pot. But Tiger's one post probably just got him at least $5 million just from that because so many people are going to look at it. Well, I'm sure that's not where he wanted to be.
It is not. He's got this shot on the 4 that is very reminiscent of that last 8 ball he missed.
Yeah, and it's close
which
to
is really
scratching
where
it,
it seemed like the match.
I think it comes up short of the side pocket, but it's close.
Well, he's drawing it above the side pocket.
Yeah, that was well hit. That was really a nice shot. And does he come out good on it? Yeah, not bad. I mean, it's not perfect, but that's not bad. He can go 3 rails or draw this. I'm not sure which one he's going to choose to do. I'm thinking probably 3 rails. It's a little thin to draw it.
I would definitely do 3. It looks like it's going around the 10 pretty naturally.
Yeah. He just needs to come up with an angle on the 2 that he can get to the, or you could just miss it.
Yeah, it doesn't go past the 10 if you actually undercut the pocket significantly. So.
Well, now he's got problems because this rack's definitely run outable. The great thing about where that 13 sitting is you can stop the ball in that 13 and have a shot on the 14. So if he can get, or he can shoot a stop shot on the 13, then he's got a gimme to get on the 14, which is really.
It does have to be a dead stop, though, if he rolls it a half ball forward.
Yeah, it has to be a stop shot. Yep, and he's good on it.
Yeah, he should play it now.
Yep.
If he has spotted that fact.
Oh, I'm sure he's gonna. I mean, this is. Well, okay, I shouldn't be sure he's gonna. I mean, he should have spotted this because you got to look for how do I solve this little puzzle, and that's the first thing I would have looked at is I got an easy way to get on these balls.
Well, he hates that execution there.
Yeah, he didn't do that, and now he's got trouble. He's going to have to try to bump the 8 ball here, I think.
Well, he could get in that window without stopping his ball, going 1 rail toward it, but it gets very tight if you're trying to roll the ball into it.
Well, I think the smart thing here is to bump the 8 ball, shoot the 13 with right English, and roll the cue ball into the 8 because, you're going to come up with a shot. There's a little danger there of bumping the 8 in front of the 14.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't hit it too hard, chances are that you're not going to do that.
Mm-hmm. And rely on.
And see, he's not doing that. He's playing it where he gets this shot here, and I don't like this because all kinds of bad things can happen. I would have much rather tried to bump the 8 ball in the last shot than do this.
Yeah, if he shoots the 15 now, then getting on the 14 becomes a challenge off the 9. Not that the zone to get on it is that small, but that it makes the shot on the 9 difficult to have to pull your cue ball back into this other corner of the table.
This is no good.
And he no longer has his 15. If it were still down here, would give him safeties to play behind the 8 and 14.
Well, he can make this 9 and play safe off the 14 and lock it on the 8, but that is not a gimme safety. All kinds of stuff could go wrong. But I think that's pretty much what he's down to. There's also a safety where he can brush the 9 and put the cue ball behind it and use the 9 in the rail. But that shot's real delicate. I mean, it's.
If you don't hook him, you're leaving him an easy shot on the 3.
Yeah, I'd probably shoot this 9 ball and bring the cue ball back where I could do something on the 14.
He kicked the 14 so that he could stay.
Yeah. That's not a bad shot, but
Especially recognizing the 9 blocks the 2. I think that was a pretty smart play.
It blocks the 2, but it doesn't block the 3. And even if Cobra doesn't make this 3 ball, it may block the 9. I mean, it wasn't a bad play, but I don't know that that's gonna. It wasn't a winning play, that's for sure. It may end up being, but it doesn't look like it now.
Well, when you're right, you're right. He forced Cobra into shooting that 3.
Yeah, I mean, against a lesser player, that might have been a good play. I think he should have shot the 9 and then tried to play safe off the 14 and lock him on the 8. You know, you hit that thing with a lot of right English and kill the cue ball off the rail and try to lock it on the 8 ball.
Did you see that?
You know, that was a difficult shot that if you don't pull off, you probably lose. If you pull it off, you're probably going to win.
Did you see that there, Steve? He called the 8 ball, but it didn't go to the top down view. He had a blue donut when he called the 8 ball and it just stayed on the camera down table. Because normally it goes to the top down view when they call the 8 ball. Well, when it goes to the automatically top down view. It didn't do it there. Everybody else saw it.
It was in the 3D view?
No. It was in the 3D view, you know, the menu thing on the screen, but it didn't go in top down view. It just went in the normal view.
I don't know. He did call the 8 ball though, right?
Oh yeah. It was up, but up the top of the table there was a donut, but it wasn't yellow. It was pale blue on the 8 ball. That was weird.
All right. Well, we're going to look at that as a feature.
Well, you know what happened in rack number. What was it? Rack number 14.
Rack number 14.
Well, that was a very nice play there. And that's a smart thing to do when you're in this situation with a lot of clustered balls.
Yep.
Just get the colors you want and lock them up.
Yep. Force him to kick at balls. If you do happen to get ball in hand, you're going to be able to improve things for your suit without leaving your opponent much.
Even if you don't, if he's got to kick at balls, there's a chance that he's going to open things up for you. So yeah, he decided to give him a ball in hand, which honestly, I probably would have soft kicked at something. Because this is, you know, if Bedhead plays this right, it's the road to ruin for Cobra.
Yeah, what Vince said there, that's what happened. 3D view not switched to overhead.
And I don't know why it did that, other than the fact that there may have been some lag from the guy calling the shot, which I guess was Cobra.
Well, meanwhile, the future is murky here.
Yeah, well, I mean, his 1 ball is sitting in a good spot to really move these.
True. Big straight pull break shot here.
Unfortunately, he got kind of straight. You don't want to be this straight on it because you want to be able to put a lot of speed on it. So the problem with this is he's probably going to move the 2, maybe the 3, and the 4. The 7's not going to move probably. And he only moved the 3. So, you know, he needed to get more angle on that 1 ball.
Well, he's got angle on the 2 to go into him again.
Yeah, and that's a little tricky. You don't have to come up with a shot. He's got the 7 ball here. This is actually a pretty good shot.
That is nice.
Because he can control the 4 ball here. If you hit this right, you can shoot the 4 in the same corner, or you can do that.
He missed that ball from that range. Is not how you see Cobra play much.
Well, you know, he's real focused on how he's going to break into those other balls, and you know, the shot was an easy shot, and probably just lost focus on it.
So I've noticed Joe 3777 has left and arrived in this room 3 dozen times in the past few minutes.
Yeah, let's hope that's not snakes. Let's see who this looks like this is.
Not sure if that's a distraction to the players, but it might be better if that guy stopped doing that.
He left and he's going to come back again.
Alright, Bedhead caroms the 7 in. Try and keep Cobra on the back foot. But
Yeah, I
Cobra's
mean, these balls are runnable here.
Yeah, he's got a shot on the 4. It's definitely tough. But if he gets it, he could end up with a real opportunity.
Yeah, he can shoot the 3 ball too. It looks like he's shooting a 4.
Well, I don't know which pocket you mean for the 3, but that's a pretty tough shot.
Yeah, but I shoot those shots a lot in real life, those up table cross corner shots. I mean, that's a shot if you practice it a lot. It's not as hard as it looks. Earl practices that shot all the time, hitting it with inside English and shooting it across in the other corner. I mean, he'll sit there and shoot that shot for a half hour straight.
Well, in a game where the stroke is perfect and the difficult thing is you're using a computer monitor to try to aim, you know, a cue ball contact point at an object ball contact point, I find it pretty hard to be consistent with those awkward angles into distant pockets.
Well, I have a feeling Joe 3777 with snakes, and he's gone.
Just trying to be a troll by
Just
spamming that he's arrived and left in the room.
I don't know. It's hard to figure out some people. I mean, I know drinking's an issue with him, but a lot of people drink and they don't do stuff like that.
That is true. This looks like the end here. Bedhead putting together what's looking like a commanding victory.
Well, this is just a thrashing. This is not just a victory. This is a downright thrashing. Because, and the reason why I say that, you know, especially in real life, you'll see some lopsided scores that aren't really thrashing because one guy just controls the game. But this has not been like that. I mean, Cobra's gotten plenty of chances, and he just not capitalized on them.
Well done to Bedhead. That was certainly different from what we thought it was going to pan out as. He played very solid. Now, quick look. LS3 is playing John Boo at the moment, but the big match tomorrow night is Mr. Bill versus Semi Pro. Same time, same channel, 7 PM. I'll be there for that. Thanks to Steve, thanks to Hairpig, and thanks to everybody for watching.
Hey, Hugh.
Yes.
So, let me see what the score is of this thing. Oh, that match just finished. LS3, 8-2.
Ah. Now I'm going to refresh the screen to see if these now disappear. They should do.
Of course they will.
Yeah, they're gone. Yeah. And yeah, so Marcellus and Woody at 10 p.m. tonight. There's another match if anybody wants to watch that one. That's on the one-loss side. Bill and Semi-Pro tomorrow night. Albinario and Snake Eyes on the one-loss side tomorrow night. An hour later at 8 p.m. So that'll be underway while Bill and Semi-Pro are still going at it. And then Shibo and Spectre Dawn on the one-loss side Monday. Well, that one-loss side is becoming a minefield with who's moving over to it. So there's some good matches coming. Right, what was you going to say, Steve? I thought you were going to ask me something.
I was just going to say that, of course it works, because after about 3 iterations of bugs, I finally get it right.
Ah, right. No, I won't be LS3 because I'm going to watch a bit of the snooker if it's still on. Cup of coffee and then head to bed. I'm up at 4 a.m. again. So,
all right.
Take care, guys. Steve and Hairpig, and same to you all as well. Thanks for joining. Hope you can join us tomorrow. I'll bid you good night and stay safe.
Thanks, guys.
See you later, guys.
Thanks, Steve.
Good night.
All right.